Hello everyone, Roast. Get good, Fox, and you know what time it is? State of Decay to Lethal Zone time. So, we are ready to move out of this base, except it's nighttime, and as usual, I don't prefer to destroy plague arts at night. We could do it, but I tend to find it just invites unnecessary problems. I much prefer it during the daytime. So what we're going to do is, while we kill time for day, we are going to just gather some supplies in the local area. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. So, given that, looks like we are having trouble with, wouldn't you know it, building materials. So, let's hit some of the areas now that they have been freed of the plague territory and start grabbing up some stuff. So, it looks like, we're expecting to get the Forever Communities in July. I don't think that's like a concrete thing so much as a projection. You know, you never know in these things, you know, at any moment something could get screwed up and then like everything is delayed. So I wouldn't say for sure that it will be July, but that seems to be, or it was either June or July, one of the two. But that's when I think we can expect to see it.
Work.
I just keep forgetting who has a standing execution and who doesn't. Okay, area secure. Now, I can't actually remember. It's possible that we looted this. Like, I see one is missing already, so I wonder if we already got the item here, the rucksack here. We'll find out, though. Chemicals. Big old tool chest, that looks promising. Come on.
Nice.
Oh, a bike generator. That's actually pretty good. That should sell for about 85 influence. So even if we don't get the rucksack, that was worth it. There we go. Awesome. This was a great location. That's a good find overall. Let's bring this back to base. And you know what? We'll do the stupid Aunt Prepper BOV. Fine. It's always like the aunt this, the aunt that. Who needs to fill up? Oh, that's not that far away. Oh, we're doing okay on fuel as well. I want to continue using this character, at least for now, though. I forget, do I have the Mega Juice on this? I do not. Sometimes I get the two playthroughs mixed up. Oh, we need the fuel. What am I doing? I'm about to leave without the fuel. That's the whole thing they need. Now, where is it is, oh yeah, the silo, Easy way to remember it. The silo. Sometimes I do wish the storage location had some kind of a flag on it or something a little more, you know, maybe like a big red flag over it, or, you know, just something that would make it stand out a little more. Because sometimes I have trouble finding it, especially if it's not a base that I use on a regular basis. Like, I'm not the kind of person who likes to change bases too frequently in terms of how I typically play. It's not that I don't like different bases, but typically I'm happy to just use whatever is the best base in the area. And on this map, that would be Whitney Field. That's the last base we're going to go to, though. We're going to hit all the other bases first. Ooh. Over and around. Squish. Oh, yes. Ah, good. It screamed. Perfect. Just bring them all in, you know. If it's not one zombie, it's all the zombies. I can't remember if this character is going to get tired soon, because I feel like I used her recently, but at the same time... Okay, here we go.
Sure.
Oh, I love the auto training.
See you soon.
It's so good. Labor bonus. Wow, that one stinks. We're going to be shutting these fools down. Let's keep auto training. So her skills are almost all maxed out. She just maxed out Marathon. Discipline is all that's left.
What up?
Let's see, what are you selling?
Yeah, sure.
I'll take that. Feels always good. I don't think I want anything else, though. What are your skills? Medicine?
Hey, good to see you again.
Utilities?
Hey, you're not dead.
No skill. Okay, I'll take you, I guess.
Hey.
Enlist.
Tag along with me for a sec.
Let's see, oh, we can almost do that. Let's see if we can generate another enclave.
Hey.
Oh, we can. Awesome. Okay, let's bring her back and we'll take a look at her stats and probably kick somebody out. We want to stay below 9 so that we can actually continue to do what we're doing right now. Just recycling these enclaves. Do it long enough and you'll get some pretty good bonuses. A feral. The squishing. You know, you can also try to spread the enclaves out so that you have a better trade route. That's another thing I like. I don't like them to be on the opposite sides of the map, but
Yes?
sometimes that's just the way it turns out. Alrighty, here you are.
Yes? Alright. See ya.
Here's our new character, Edwards. Edwards is an army veteran. We're all soldiers now. Workaholic. Can't sit around when there's something useful to do. +1. Wow, she has pretty good stats. And she doesn't... She honestly seems pretty good. I might keep her just on the principle that she's not bad. So let's go ahead and re-equip her, because she seems like someone I want to hang on to. Let me give her some basic equipment. Guard the base. With the R12, that's fine. Now we do need to kick someone out, because we're up to 9. Probably the medicine. Yeah, let's knock out medicine. We just don't need that. We already have 2 characters with medicine, so goodbye you. Also, welcome. Oh, right there with the one that we shut down. Yeah, it seems like the game is heavily incentivized to... It seems like the game goes out of its way to specifically choose certain buildings.
People say America's dead. I say America's a dream kept alive by those of us with hope. Don't you give up out there.
Thank you for the insight. Okay, let me go ahead and kick out Mira, who is way over here.
So nice to see you.
Oh, yes. Very nice to see you.
It kills me to be the
So
one
nice to not see you.
Are you sure? I mean, if you can be fast. That's a juggernaut, I think.
So there's a chance it might not be a juggernaut? So people periodically ask me, what are some tips for Lethal Zone? A rather loaded question, I'll be completely honest, but typically I think what they mean is how to survive the beginning of the game. If you could survive the beginning of the game, you typically are okay. And I would say, if you are playing the game on Lethal Zone and you don't have any of the boons unlocked, so you're starting from scratch, the most important thing to do, first, make sure you are comfortable playing on Nightmare Zone, because if you're not, well then, you should learn to play Nightmare Zone. Lethal Zone is very similar to Nightmare Zone, there's just less room for error. But the thing is, when you play Nightmare Zone, you are learning to play Nightmare Zone to not take damage. And by that I mean you might get scratched, you might take damage here and there, but you're not going to get bit. That's the most important thing. And if that's how you play Nightmare Zone, then you won't have any trouble really in Lethal Zone, because you play Lethal Zone the same conceptual way you play Nightmare Zone. It's just that the game there's less room for error. And that's what I mean by Lethal Zone isn't really that much harder. isn't too different than... Oh, wow. That's another BOV, what are the bug-out vehicle, I guess. Sure. Wow, that's a lot of fuel. Good gravy. Not that I'm complaining. I love fuel.
Good to see you.
All right, welcome to the community. Satellite broadcast complete. Good. Her name is Echo. That's kind of a cool name. I'll buy the gas. Medicine? We only have 600 influence, so... Let me check your skills real quick.
Hey.
Nothing.
You?
Nothing.
Hey, stranger.
And medicine. Wow. You guys are like a blank slate. That's good. Look at all this fuel. That is awesome. Very happy to see that. Any building materials nearby? Wow, what a big fat no. Oh, right there. Next to a Pilato. This is like the creepiest music in the game. Like, let's just listen. Like, it's just weird, like, weird ambience and, like, this kind of, like... The thing that gets me about it is just this little drum that's, like, kind of lightly tapping in the background. I don't know. It makes it very tense feeling. Like, it's a very stressful song. Okay, yeah, those are ferals. They need to go. There we go. Gotta squish these ferals now before they try to ambush me while I'm on foot.
No, I was hoping we'd have more company.
And we're clear. Anyways, back to tips. So, first off, you need to know at least how to play Nightmare Zone. If you got the hang of Nightmare Zone, you should find that Lethal Zone is not too different, because the zombies don't fight any differently. A Lethal Zone zombie doesn't fight any differently than a Green Zone zombie. They have the same animations, it's just that they do more damage. So if you aren't getting hit in the first place, then it's not going to matter that they do more damage. Because even if you get scratched up here and there, that's not what's going to get you killed. What's going to get you killed is getting bit. A full bite does a ton of damage on Lethal Zone. Massive infection, just massive everything. Like, it's not good. You want to not get, you don't want to take heavy hits like that. And as long as you don't take heavy hits like that, it's typically not a big deal. So that's step number one. Step number two, should you import characters? I think it's okay to either re-roll through characters until you get decent ones. They don't need to be god tier. Survivor in need. I wonder where. I need to drop this stuff off first. Okay, so I would not recommend rolling for god tier characters because, I'll be honest, Lethal Zone doesn't care about your god tier characters. You will get owned either way. They just simply do so much damage that while... Like, if you have, like, Unbreakable and stuff like that, or even a Red Talon character. If you have, like, a Red Talon character, yes, it will help, but it's not going to compensate for the massive damage that Lethal Zone does and the massive infection that you're going to get on Lethal Zone. They basically just give you more room for error rather than just totally overpower the game. The only way to overpower the game is to use like one of my god combos, which I will be showing when we get to Whitney Field. So I think that it is worth it to roll for specific character skills, but I don't think it's worth it to roll for specific character traits. In fact, I wouldn't even recommend using a Super Waifu Cafeteria Squad on your first Lethal Zone playthrough, because like they're just going to get killed. Because like unless you got a lot of familiarity with the game, they're probably just going to get owned. Okay, and I just took all of that out, only to have to put it back in. There we go. Now, what skills do you want to start with? I would say you should start with mechanics, because you need auto mechanic because your vehicle. Remember, the vehicle is one of your strongest tools. I mean, you've seen what the vehicle can do against ferals with the what do you call it? What's it called? The Impaler. You've seen what the Impaler can do against enemies like blood ferals. And if you can't, let's get the bike. Let's sell some stuff as we're going by. We might as well sell the seeds. I'll sell. I'm not going to use those. They're cool, but I'm not going to use them. Let's get this in so that we can get the extra parts for salvaging the weapon remains. So yeah, you want a mechanic because, like I said, this car is really good. And if you don't have any boons, you will want to save up money to get this. You will have access to this, but you need to have the money. You have to save up the money. That's going to be a big step for you. And if you don't want to do that, another option is to just build it yourself. Too many zombies here. Let's hit the next one. And you'll need a vehicle known as the Legendaire. The Legendaire looks exactly like this vehicle. This vehicle just has spikes on it. And you'll need an auto mechanic to do the upgrades. And even if you do get this and you don't need to upgrade any more vehicles, this thing allows you do need mechanics in order to build toolkits. And when you specialize in auto mechanics, you do get other good... Oh, this character's not the... You do get other bonuses, like less fuel consumption, less... You get, like, vehicle stealth. So this is worth 85, like I thought. Sell the backpacks, the encyclopedia, the seeds, the rains of fire. I'll take the fuel. Kind of want to buy the fuel.
It's good to
No,
see.
I'm just... If it's fuel, I want to buy. We always need more fuel. That's one of the things we consume so much of. So mechanic into auto mechanic. The second thing you're probably going to want is, since I don't actually recommend a super waifu cafeteria squad on your first lethal, basically until you are able to play lethal without dying very much, or at least be able to survive the beginning without dying. Basically, like, you need to protect the waifus have to be protected. You need to be able to get other characters. They can die. Those other characters, they can die. The waifus, if they die, you're in a much worse shape. Now, when legacy characters appear and you're able to recruit from your legacy bank, you'll be able to replace the waifus with basically waifus you have in reserve. Which is really good. That's going to reduce the fragility of the Super Cafeteria Waifu Squad. But the other way to do it would be give the waifus endurance, so they have the maximum amount of health. You know, give them like backpacking, so they have the maximum amount of stamina and the maximum amount of health. And then just get other characters and use the other characters. But otherwise, like I said, if you're not going to use the Waifu Squad, and I don't recommend it on your first lethal zone, instead what you want to do is bring someone with gardening. You kind of have two options. You can either do gardening.
Anyone home?
Lots of zombies. Okay, this person may have already been owned by zombies.
Yeah, it worked.
I'm going to try to do this from stealth. The reason this works is because first they hear the sound that I make, right? And they are like, oh, we heard a gunshot. But then they hear the sound of the pyro launcher going off. And then they're drawn to that instead. That is why this works. Another sneaky technique I've learned with the pyro launcher. In this case, very sneaky. I mean, I hear them, they're like right next door, and I'm just like, where that guy? Oh, there they are. Let me see, let me go around. Like, I don't want one of them to scream and just cause a massive ruckus. That's what I'd like to avoid. And I have a feeling we'll be able to get away with it. Okay, so the next one you're going to want gardening. If you don't want gardening, an alternative would be cooking. And cooking would allow you to do, like if you have nutrition. Okay, so an alternative to, because we do have a kitchen built in here, an alternative to using gardening in a farm would be to enact rationing. That's it right here. Enact rationing. Minus 15 stamina for an hour, minus 15 morale for an hour. 15 morale is a little rough. And then 50% less food consumption, so everyone will eat half the amount of food. So basically, it will take lethal zone down to standard zone. Everyone will eat 1 food per day. And, you know, that's not bad, but it does beat up your morale. It's like basically, lethal zone is already minus 30. Where is it? So right here. Desperate survivors, lethal zone. That is, so that's going to bump it up basically from minus 30 to minus 45. Which is like brutal.
Help at all?
Oh, it's a network agent. That's interesting. I mean, it's not super interesting, but it's interesting. Okay, painkillers, handwritten instructions. Explore the town, note likely scavenging sites, mark all enclaves on the map, noting hostility index, gather intel on possible Red Talon presence. Okay.
Let's not leave the network guys hanging next time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they're already dead. I didn't do nothing. I don't think there's any more building materials in the way. Wait. There. Building materials there. And we should be able to sell some of these crappy items over here to the colony of survivors. Okay, so, yes. You want mechanics into auto mechanics. Then gardening into agriculture or cooking. You can do nutrition. Nutrition will cut down the stamina penalty. It won't affect the morale, though. You could also do cuisine. You could do both, I guess, technically. You could do cuisine and that would help you to cook food that would, you know, basically push back the morale and stamina losses. Cooking the food kind of defeats the purpose of saving the food in the first place, but it is an option. If you want something simple, though, just go with a farm or any farming facility. So let's see. I'm going to sell the backpack, the screwdriver, and the healing items. I don't need the healing items. Now, right over here, we have our building materials. Now, what about the third skill? The third skill I'd recommend is medicine. Why do you want medicine? Medicine is really good on lethal zone, both of them. Medicine in the pathology and medicine in the surgery. They're both really good.
Not exactly
I recommend both of them. Which one should you take first? Hard to say. Probably, I guess, pathology. Pathology gives you a better chance of finding plague samples, and it also lets you counter partial blood plague infection with a single sample, which is nice. I think it also gives you a discount on creating plague cures, which can be an issue in the beginning of the game. Once again, though, in the beginning of the game, you should not really be getting hit too much. Like, you should not really be getting full-blown blood plague. Yes, sure, accidents can happen. But generally speaking, that's not something that should really happen because, remember, the beginning of the game is where the fewest amount of zombies are, the fewest amount of freak zombies are. So, you know, you shouldn't be getting hit that much from the perspective of both. There are fewer zombies, and you should be playing carefully. So I would say the third skill should be medicine. Another reason is because it sets you up for strong painkillers. Remember that you need, that's annoying. See, there's just nothing you can do about that. The only counter to that is to just never be seen if you don't want zombies to scream. In this case, I think we get fortunate and no zombies are really going to react to it. Oh, no, here we get a few of them. But yeah, once again, something that annoys me about that is that the only defense against the screaming zombie, and a screaming zombie is almost as powerful as a screamer, is you just never need to, don't be seen ever. Okay, pack of low-tar cigarettes, extraordinary trade value, 102. Definitely causes cancer. Still your greatest fear. So off we go. Picked up a bit of money there. Oh yeah, look at that. We're up to 1,000. 1,000 influence. That's not bad, actually. But yes, those are the skills I would go with. I think that is the best one. Then the skills you'd want to pick up include, you want another medicine, because you want pathology and surgery. You want them both. Like, that's very important for neutralizing the high damage of Lethal Zone. And while it's true that you should play carefully, when you get pathology and surgery, you don't have to play nearly as... You can play a lot more aggressively. And that's going to make it a lot more fun when you can play more like Standard Zone. Now, we're not at that point yet. On my Twitch progression, I am at that point. On Twitch, the Twitch progression, I am playing it almost like Standard Zone. I just make all the noise I want. I run rampant anywhere I want. My characters are super, super strong. But before you get to that point, yes, you need to be a little more careful. Another skill you want to pick up is computers. You can also do Red Talon Hacker. That's also really good because the hacker gives you programming, as well as kind of like technically it can you can technically oh, I didn't mean to put that away. Okay, we just hit the cap on building materials. That's awesome. So the Red Talon Hacker, in some senses, gives you 2 outposts, not 1, and that's because the fifth skill hacking does literally give you the 7th outpost. But the thing is that the passive skill, or the hero bonus, I believe they changed it now. I think that the hero bonus will always be satellite radios. Before it was just a chance. But either way, if you do get satellite radios as your Red Talon Hacker's hero bonus, it is equivalent to... Where is it? It's equivalent to a cell tower. If we look right over here... Let me... Oh, it doesn't... We can't see. Right over here, we'll see that... you get the signal booster effect. The signal booster effect reduces the cooldown of radio commands by 20%. So the satellite radios does the same thing, reduces the cooldown by 20%.
Problem with our muertos. The traps aren't holding.
Oh, are they getting owned?
Headed your way. Hold the fort.
There's no time to waste on this.
Nah, I'm gonna go do the BOV while we're at it. I keep putting it off. And she keeps yammering on and on. It's becoming like a... You know, it's becoming a meme. People are like, oh, wait, why did I accidentally use the knight? Oh, we need to train more. Let's keep it going. Who is the prepper? Afifa.
Gotta get on that.
Although one of the waifu characters, she has endurance. Endurance gives you a ton of health, making it basically protecting her as a waifu. Much less likely that she will die. Let's get that. Re-equip her with proper healing items and whatnot. And since, I'll get the cure and I will even bring these, just in case. Want to make sure I have all my tools, like... Because she's one of our meal planners. She is one of the members of the Super Waifu Cafeteria Squad. Very important that she does not die. Patch the vehicle up. Just like that. And let's see, where are the GPS coordinates? Oh, not that far away, actually. If I remember right, this objective is pretty easy as well. I'm pretty sure all we gotta do is acquire the vehicle and drive it home. And we don't actually want the vehicle, so I'll just drive it back. Now the bug-out vehicle would be pretty useful on a lower difficulty.
That could be a decent set of wheels. Check that off the list.
Now, the reason why it would be a pretty good on lower difficulty is because...
She is. is I hope she appreciates that we'll put this to good use.
Is it upgrades into the Trail Beast. The Trail Beast is a really awesome vehicle. I just don't like it as much on...
Guys, we have my aunt to thank for the car and
let's
supplies.
actually...
I just hope she's still out there
Let's dump
somewhere.
this out. We'll take it. That's so much fuel. It's so much fuel. Where did I drive the car at? Right here? Rames. There it is. Let's get the Impaler back. Yeah, so what's so good about the Trail Beast? The Trail Beast, it's got good handling, good, decent speed, good handling, but it has okay cargo space. I think it's like 6. Humongous fuel capacity. But the main reason you want it is because it has the ability to drive up and down terrain noticeably more effectively than other vehicles. Like, it's not a small thing, it's really, really noticeable. Like, the Trail Beast is very, it's like, because it's like a, you know, like a Jeep, and it is very effective at moving up and down. Like, sometimes you'll bump into a car, and you'll actually drive up the car, instead of, like, stop by it. Like, you can drive up and down rocks. You know, maybe not sheer rocks, but, like, it's a really awesome vehicle, especially on lower difficulty where you don't need the feral spiking power. Anyways, I figured that daytime would hit. I guess we just hit nighttime there. But next episode, we will have daylight, and we will be able to squish the Plague Arts. And the Plague Arts that I would like to squish are the ones on this. Camp Kalanquan is the next of the 5-man bases. As you can see right here, it's covered by 2 Plague Arts, that one and that one. We'll squish them, and we'll move in, and then we'll have another base to talk about. Someone asks, am I going to go to the other areas? Yes, that's why this is the Hyper Community World Tour. Anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Like the video if it was entertaining. Remember, you can join me on Discord and on Twitch if you want more State of Decay 2 content. Also, keep an eye out. I am playing some new games that are really interesting. Got more survival crafting games. Got a vampire game and a new zombie game. 2 new zombie games coming at you pretty soon. So keep an eye on the other stuff I'm uploading. You might find something that you like. Anyways, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.